Abdul Qadir was to leg spin what Pablo Picasso was to art. Qadir's googly was like a stroke of Leonardo da Vinci's brush. His was the jugglery with the ball leaving batsmen around the world mesmerized. He has his own peculiar style. His bowling action was more like someone gangling, dancing, hopping and delivering. Later to be realized, he was kinetically and biomechanically a near-perfect action. Run, jump, landing pivot, shoulder movement, loading and release all were well aligned. He was prodigious and his talent was unexplainable. Part of the folklore he had to become, however, from humble beginnings, son of a preacher at a local mosque in Dharampura in Lahore. Despite boasting a soft exterior, he was a rebel. He had an attitude of a fast bowler, perfectly interspersed with a unique artistry. Willie and a bowler with guile, Abdul Qadir was destined for greater things. He had to run from school, bunk lessons to attend local nets at Dharampura Gymkhana. He was often left beaten up by his extremely religious father. Not having enough cash on him, Qadir, having a penchant for wearing stylish clothes, had to pick a few from Lighthouse in Lahore. Even the shoes and the cricket kits he wore were acquired from second-hand shops. First-hand was his passion to play cricket. He did not budge. He did not recede. He kept on wriggling out of finding solace in what he loved doing. He was Abdul Qadir. Soon, he had to be a world star. Unassuming with thick sideburns, he played for Lahore and later joined Habib Bank in domestic cricket. In domestic crickets, his right arm leg spin was sensational. With a strong wrist and extremely intelligent mind and a heart to support taking challenges, he could bowl two different styles of googlies, including the one released with the finger. To add to his armory of leg spin, he had many different variety of flippers. Mythical and magical or both, he was one of his kind. Abdul Qadir with Abdul Raqib, the slow left-arm bowler, formed a nerve-wracking attack at the Habib Bank. Qadir debuted in Test versus England in 1977. He had debuted in first-class cricket in 1975-76 and inside 2 years was ready for international cricket. Pakistan had produced some top-leg bowlers including Mohammad Billy Amin, Amir Elahi, a fast bowler turned leg spinner, Mez Ghazali, before Intikhab Alam impressed picking up wickets on his first ball in Test cricket. Later, Mushtaq Mohammed showed immense promise and such was the competition the self-inflicting Mohammad Sabir and Ahad Khan missed out. Wasim Raja and Javed Mirdad also bowled right-arm leg breaks. Then came Abdul Qadir and he turned it around. Leg spin bowling was an enigma. Bernard Bosanquet had started the bossy, later known to be googly. Subsequently, Richard Bernard from Australia and Subhash Gupta of India did show promise bowling leg spin. Qadir was high on self-belief and despite a turdy debut, he did pick a 6-wicket haul at Hyderabad, making an inroads. In the wilderness, he returned to rejoin the Pakistan team. In 20 years of the first-class cricket, he picked 75 fivers and 21 10 wickets in the match included in his unprecedented 960 wickets in 209 matches. He also scored 2 centuries and 8 half-centuries in the first-class cricket. Qadir made his debut for Habib Bank against United Bank Limited at the National Stadium during 1975-76 season. He took 7 wickets in the match, conceding 93 runs, including 6 wickets for 67 runs in the first innings. Playing for Lahore club, he took 6 for 17 against Bahawalpur, his best bowling figures of the season. Qadir played 209 first-class matches and took 960 wickets with an average of 23.24. His best bowling figures for an innings were 9 wickets for 56 runs, whereas his best performance for a match was 13 wickets for 101 runs. As a batsman, he scored 3,740 runs, averaged 18.33 from 247 innings. He also scored 2 centuries and 8 50s. Qadir's highest score in the format was 112 runs. In November 1989, in a warm-up match played before the first test at the National Stadium, 16-year-old Indian batsman Sachin Tendulkar hit 4 consecutive sixes over Qadir. Later on the same day, Qadir predicted that Tendulkar would become one of the greatest batsmen. Qadir played his last first-class match in 1994. He appeared in 67 Test and 104 one-day international matches between 1977 and 1993 and captained the Pakistan cricket team in 5 one-day internationals. In Test cricket, his best performance for series was 30 wickets for 437 runs in 3 Test matches at home against England in 1987. His best bowling figures for an innings were 9 wickets for 56 against England at Gaddafi Stadium in 1987. In one-day internationals, his best bowling figures were 5 wickets for 44 runs against Sri Lanka during the 1983 Cricket World Cup. He was a member of the Pakistani team in the 1983 and a master of leg spin who mastered the googlies, the flippers, the leg breaks and top spins. He was widely regarded as a top spin bowler of his generation and was included in Rishi Bonar's greatest 10 shortlist of an imaginary cricket team from the best players available from all countries and eras. Former English captain Graham Goode said, "Qadir was even finer than Shane Warne." Qadir was not successful as a captain. He captained Pakistan cricket team in 5 one-day international matches during 1987 and 88 and 1988 and 89, losing 4 of them. He captained Pakistan for the first time against England in the absence of team regular Javed Miandad. The 3 matches he captained Pakistan lost all 3 against England. In one-day international matches, Qadir captained Pakistan against Bangladesh and India in the 4th and 5th match of the 1988 Asia Cup respectively. Pakistan defeated Bangladesh by 173 runs and lost to India by 4 wickets. As a chief selector, Abdul Qadir replaced Salim Jafar, the former Pakistan fast bowler, in November 2008 for series against India. A series of 3 Tests, 5 one-day internationals and 3 T20 international were scheduled to be hosted by Pakistan. The series could not take place due to the deterioration of both countries' diplomatic relationship after 2008 Mumbai attacks. His next assignment was team selection for home series against Sri Lanka. The tour was arranged as a replacement for the scheduled tour of India, which was cancelled by the BCCI. The series was abandoned following an attack on Sri Lankan team in Lahore during the 2nd Test between the teams. Qadir resigned from the post in 2009 without explaining anything. Highly principled, extremely and eccentric, and someone rising in adversity and riding high, was compelled resigning innings. What we saw of Qadir, he began by picking up 6 against England, a 5er in Australia, boom-battling New Zealand in 1983, followed by a handful of match-winning performances. 9 for 56 versus England at Lahore in Test was abnormal. Qadir's best Test has been a year before having Tehran's 6 for 18 versus the West Indies in 1985-1986 against the champions. Qadir's was befitting. To us, it was a tragic loss for Qadir and his family, but mostly for Pakistan. A nation where young boys dream of becoming legends and have idols like him who inspire. His inspiration, fortitude, conviction and the capacity to rise against all odds will always resonate. Nationally and internationally, legends are trailblazers. They're like Abdul Qadir, just march on doing right, but never cognizant of the mark they leave. He will always be remembered for the trail he blazed for every aspiring young man. In their success, he will remain eternally remembered and blessed.